Hello, hello, hello. I can never tell when the video starts. I'm Matthew Cannell. Welcome to another Bunch of People video. It's a grand old day. Happy New Year to all. I believe it's the 6th. I might upload this on the 7th. Depends if I can upload it before midnight or not. Haha. Alright, so what I'm going to talk about today is probably already in the video title. By the way, I just realized that when it's later in the nighttime, there is no place in my house that has both good lighting and a mostly soundproof room, so I don't wake up my parents who are currently asleep. So most of the time we just get bad lighting. It's always, I guess. This is the room where the computer is, but we don't even, only my father uses this computer anymore, because we all have laptops now. Fun stuff. Alright, the thing I'm going to talk about is why I talk about the fishing industry. Alright, so for those of you who are not in my CAP government class, they have a thing every Friday called Current Events, where we talk about current events, and they were kind of supposed to be government-related events, but now pretty much anything is technically government-related, because you could always say something, like if you have a dog that fell into a pond, you could be like, that's the government puts up fences around ponds. That's something. There we go. Now, the thing is, all of my stories are even worse than a story of a dog just falling into a pond. Like, that's not a very complex or interesting story. Let me tell you, fishing industry stories are awful. They're very, very boring. Let's just say there are very few things that a fishing industry has going on that are interesting. One thing they have going on is very specific regulations that can be broken. What? That is such an interesting thing to talk about. And a second thing that they have is when some kind of scientific study happens that I'm not really interested in at all. Now, I know I'm a sciencey person, but I'm still in the sciencey type of state of being where it's like I want to see science be interesting, and I'm assuming, like, as I go through science in college and stuff, I'll either see more technical science as interesting, or I will learn to accept that science is not all that interesting sometimes because of, like, scientific rigor and stuff like that. But, oh my goodness! Learning about lakes and algal, I'm gonna go with algal blooms, not really that interesting to me. The only thing that was interesting about that article was the word experimental lake, because I'd never heard it before. Oh my goodness. So, I talk about the fishing industry every time we have current events. And sometimes people ask me why, and my answer is always just, it's my thing. I talk about the fishing industry. Started the first current events, and I'm not going to stop until the last current events. And there are two reasons why. It's a two-pronged thesis about why I do this. The first one, I believe that I can find anything about pretty much anything and talk about it. I'm working on just being able to talk about things off the cuff. That's what improv is for, and this is kind of what that is. Like right now, this wasn't rehearsed at all, you can tell, obviously, but I think it's a good thing to be able to practice just finding something to talk about and talking about it, because that's, one, how conversation works, and two, there might be some time when I'm slightly underprepared for something and I have to very quickly read it and not write ahead or anything and just figure out how to say it. That's the first thing, is it's important to just learn how to talk about things in general. And the second is determination. I have kind of had a little bit of a history of not sticking with things for that long. I did soccer for, I think, 6 or 7, maybe 6 years, and then I stopped because it was too hard. I did cross-country for 2 years, and then when I got into high school, I stopped doing that. I did tennis for 2 years, and I basically stopped that in high school. And another thing, I did choir for 2 years, and then I stopped for a year, and then I joined back again this year because I was so unhappy that I had quit. And like that it was for like scheduling purposes, but it just was so it was very, it made me very disappointed with myself that I had quit. And this is something I don't want to quit. There's no reason to do it, unlike all of the other things that I like enjoy, like choir, that I really wish I hadn't quit the first time around. Now, even though this isn't interesting, I'm trying to prove to myself that I can do this. I have determination. Determination. Yupper. Alrighty. So, I hope you all have a good 2017. And, yeah, bye.